Hello everyone and welcome back to Paddling Pool 205. My name is Broken Pinky. I'm joined here by Pat J, and we are here for grand finals between Barli Hek Mek and Her Loss. Pat, how you feeling?
I feel great. This is the finals and we have a monster here. Her Loss has only dropped a single map this whole tournament, and it was in semi-finals against No Mercy. Meanwhile, Barli hek mek has gone through the most scuffed side of the bracket with 2 game 5s in a row. They they have on their side that they are warm right now. Meanwhile, Her Loss has been waiting for so long. So let's see if Barli hek mek can use the momentum to take that game 1. And it will be on Umami Runes.
Yeah, we're going to be starting the set off on Umami Zones. A game that Barli hek mek actually just played in the most recent set that we had on stream against Syntopia. And Syntopia was able to take it over Barli hek mek. Obviously, Barli hek mek took the set, but I'd imagine there's some adjustments that Barli hek mek wants to make. Obviously, Her Loss, the heavy favorite here, #1 seed, absolutely steamrolling through pools and through brackets. But I mean, we're in grand finals. It's an even playing field right now, so the winner gets the trophy and the loser gets second. It's that simple.
As simple as that, and we will know much more after this zones game. I mean, yeah, we talked about this map mode earlier. I still don't know how it works.
I mean, again, just imagine you take Brinewater, but you just flatten it by a bunch.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
You just squish it all down, and that's what Umami Ruins is like. But yeah, we're just going to be getting right into game 1 here of grand finals of Paddling Pool 205 between Barli hek mek and Her Loss. Look at these comps. Barli hek mek going with Splash, Siege Engineer, Roller, and Squeezer. Her Loss going with Rapid Deco, Carbon Deco, Neo Splash, and Machine.
That's a pretty low paint on the side of Her Loss for zones game. They're gonna need to crank up the speed and get the splats, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, they have an early cap right now, and I think low paint doesn't really matter when the zones are this tiny, because
oh yeah, for sure.
You can paint it with like 3 shots of the Rapid Blaster. Like, that's it's a little ridiculous, but I mean, right now, Barli hek mek's starting to set up for a ridiculous hold here of the zone. They have a few members down on the side of Her Loss and starting to just lock them out a little bit. This Carbon trying to contest in top mid, but gets chased by the Torpedo, gets picked off as well, and Barli hek mek having a very solid hold here as the Squeezer moves forward.
Her Loss, like the tri-strike, goes pretty much nowhere. Barli hek mek keeps strong that control. And right now, like, Her Loss needs to do something because they are stuck in their own spawn right now.
Yeah, right now, Her Loss kind of struggling here. We mentioned that they haven't really struggled much. They're not used to it, but quickly rebounding. It's just the splash lost for Barli hek mek. Her Loss starting to move forward. That splash gets taken out. It's a delayed wipe, and Her Loss trying to set up that spawn camp through that main entrance to the zone.
And with that setup, like, they are painting all around, but right now, Barli hek mek, they have specials ready. Her Loss, they don't. But 1 down on the side of Her Loss. On the side of Barli hek mek, sorry, but it's pretty even. But if they manage to keep the fight in front of the zone and not on the zone, they get the lead.
Yeah, that's the lead for Her Loss right there. But they might lose the cap here soon enough as Barli hek mek starts to move forward, and yeah, that's gonna be the cap. But I mean, Her Loss has the lead by the slimmest of margins here, and they're still keeping it close in this team fight. Right now, if you're starting to go down, though, yeah, it's just the Rapid Blaster left alive. Majin alone, forced to retreat very slowly, and gets taken out. And Barli hek mek quick on the take up for that, and already about a third of the way through that penalty that they had stacked against them. So Her Loss does not have a lot of time before their lead gets switched back around.
Not much time, and with the Zuka and the Crab Tank, you can buy quite some time. That should be the penalty, and that should be the lead for Barli hek mek. But Her Loss getting back in, getting 2 picks. Imagine doing great work with the jetpack. You love to see a jetpack that does damage. That's that's a control for them. It's already contested.
Yeah, I mean, Her Loss was able to stack that penalty up against Barli hek mek, but still this zone is being heavily contested right now. Neither team can get a definitive cap, and this team fight still rages on. It's 3 versus 3, but this Carbon is in severe jeopardy of going down here on the side of Her Loss. But I don't know, it's still so even in this team fight. It's now 3 versus 3 in mid. Both these teams trying to shark effectively, and the Squeezer here trying to use its range value that it has over pretty much everything that Her Loss has to offer.
Imagine using the inkjet to paint the zone.
It paints better than Rapid, okay?
I guess so. Isn't that the role of a torpedo in the kit?
You only get 1 torpedo in an ink tank, okay? It's fine.
And right now, Barli hek mek, they are backed up in their spawn, and that should be the lead for Her Loss. That's like, we've seen that before 3 times in this game already. One team being stuck in their spawn, giving the lead, and then getting back in, getting 2 picks, and getting control of the zone if they get it fast enough. But right now, just 8 points away for Her Loss. That's a penalty applied, and that's a great breathing room.
Yeah, but the Carbon was sharking there, able to get the pick in the bubble. 2 down on the side of Barli hek mek. That's going to be their push. Likely halted for just a little bit. That zone is neutralized. They just need to get some paint onto the other zone, but the machine is opting to go for violence here instead of friendship, I guess. Now they're starting to go back, get the zone. That's the cap. That's the penalty, and that is brutal for Barli hek mek at this point because they have to win through overtime now, and Her Loss is not going to make it easy for them.
And they get the zone, they get the flip, and with 10 seconds left, they're going to have to keep the zone on their scholar for quite a long time during overtime. And right now, Her Loss wants to eat to ends already. They have 1 zone and a half. They have 2 half zone. What? Barli hek mek gets it.
Yeah, Her Loss was not able to get that cap there, and Barli hek mek holding a surprisingly strong hold right now. That Carbon is in the top mid though. Gets the pick on the Junior, but the Carbon goes down, able to direct some resources away, but Barli hek mek still has this cap right now, and that's going to be the penalty gone. Crab Tank is out onto the zone. Inkjet's out on the Rapid, but it's just the Rapid in the Inkjet. Trying to paint the zone. Get some paint with the kill. Get some more paint with another kill. This zone is so close. It's a photo finish. It's 9-8 though. It's just 1 in zone. It's just a Junior alive. A photo finish, but Her Loss defends their lead and takes game 1.
And that's just game 1.
That is one of the closest spot zone games I have ever seen. Unreal. That lead was back and forth and back and forth, and it almost flipped one more time, but at the last second, Her Loss was up 4-1 and was able to get 1 zone, get the delayed wipe, and get the full cap, and they're up 1-0 in the set.
The Inkjet painted the zone, forced them to paint, and then got the pick from that, and that saved it for Her Loss. Whoa.
And as you said, Pat, that is just game 1, and I mean now we're going to be seeing Rainmaker Undertow right immediately from Barli hek mek. They're very comfortable on Rainmaker, and I mean we saw the kind of comebacks that they made on Rainmaker Undertow in that last set against Utopia, so very interested to see, how they're going to play it, and I don't know, I feel like they might have some tricks that Her Loss is not prepared for.
I mean, Barli hek mek, they're going to need hurt medicine, because the semi-finals ended with the craziest Rainmaker push, and now Bad Zone's game. Like, guys, I hope you breathe, I hope you're okay, and, well, it's Rainmaker, we know you love it. Go for it. Good luck.
Yeah. There's... I don't know. I'm just excited to see what this match has in store, because just from that game one, it's going to be an amazing set.
Well, what is for sure, it's that set. If that game one is like, if the rest of this set is like 10% of that game one, this is going to be a great finals.
I mean, this whole tournament's been leading up to this one point. It's just, it's the grand finals, and I mean, both of these teams are absolutely delivering here so far. We might get a nice little 5-game set here to close out the bracket, or maybe one of these. Maybe we're just gonna see Her Loss put it away 3-0, try and dominate it. But I don't know. We might see some sploosh popping off in this game on the side of Barli hek mek.
Yeah. Is Her Loss ready for a sploosh spamming hammers? I don't think you can be ready for that. I don't think you can prepare for that, to be honest.
I mean, how many competent sploosh players are you going to be commonly scrimming against? How many sploosh partners do you have that play or how many scrim partners do you have that play sploosh? I have none.
How many double curling comps do you face, like, on the regular?
But regardless, we are going to be heading into game 2 of the series.
There it is.
Sploosh is coming back for some action. The 96 Deco coming out on the side of Her Loss. Her Loss actually running not all new weapons, I forgot about the Carbon Deco, but all secondary kits in their comp.
Yeah, and notice that there is no crab. I think it's...
Don't say it, you're gonna jinx it. Don't say it, you're gonna jinx it. There's gonna be triple crab
can't appear in the middle of a game, Pinky.
There's still more games in the set, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen.
We don't know yet. But regardless, Barli hek mek has that Rainmaker right now. It's actually the sploosh going to be carrying it. Gets the pick onto the Carbon a bit ago, and they're trying to just force their way on the left side. But the Tri-Strikes and the Neo Splash are going to be holding that area a little bit longer in time for Her Loss to get fully back.
That Rainmaker is a bit stuck right now, but Barli hek mek, they keep getting the picks. They move very slowly, but as long as they get the picks, they can keep doing that. Double from the inkjet. That's going to be like punished by the roller, but high from the Carbon.
Yeah, I mean, Barli hek mek had that Rainmaker for a long time, but only got it down to 92 just because of how long this left side path is and how long it takes to get points. I mean, it's the risk reward of, do you want to go for the quick checkpoint or the long checkpoint? But right now we see Barli hek mek has that Maker again, going for a round 2 here, but they need to get some picks if they want to clear this area, especially since Her Loss has 3 specials at the ready, one of which being that Kraken, already getting the kill on the Maker, hunting for another kill on the Tri-Strike. Ends up in the snipe area though, the 96 goes down, but the teammate is there to cover it up, and Her Loss gets the lead and has that Rainmaker right now, but gets jumped by the gets jumped by the Sploosh.
A lead, if you can call that a lead. So far, we haven't moved anywhere near the checkpoints. I mean, 88 is not a lead for Rainmaker on this map.
If you look at the upper right on your screen, the game declares it a lead, so I'm just going with what the game says.
It still counts for special advantage.
True.
And right now, 2 downs for Her Loss. This could be an actual push for Barli hek mek. They get the Rainmaker, but again, Her Loss already on the defense, but already 2 down again. They could get that checkpoint fast, or they could go left and try to get a continuous push. It's always that choice.
Looks like they're going for the right side, going for the fast checkpoint, going for some quick points, because I mean that's exactly what this game's been lacking. It's been over 3 minutes and neither team has pushed below 83, and these Tri-Strikes are going to continue to stall this checkpoint, but it looks like Barli hek mek is going to be able to break it, gets it down to 60 points. They get a quick pop on that Rainmaker, gets the pick on the splash in the process, Hammer is going to go down quickly, though. I don't think there's going to be much more of a push off of this unless more of the teammates spawn. And yeah, here comes the Kraken. They still get the Rainmaker down to 37, though, which is still a good mark. But, I mean, Her Loss still has a minute and a half to respond with a push of their own. But it's Barli hek mek that has a pretty solid lead right now.
With the trench warfare that we've had so far, 37 is very good with just almost a minute left.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like Marsh is comfortable to be hanging out in Her Loss's spawn.
That's not your spawn.
Swap and spawn. This flashback says Splatoon 1 Mori zones. we're crossing bridges here. We're trying to make something happen. It's now 96 versus Squeezer, and yeah, Squeezer jumps out right as the Kraken gets popped. Able to actually waste the Kraken in a sense because the primary target is gone, out of sight, and that's one less resource that Her Loss has on the push that they have to make to 36.
Her Loss right now, they need a good push with the Rainmaker, and they're probably gonna opt for the left because getting to 37 on the right doesn't look doable easily. Is that a checkpoint at least?
Yeah, I mean, they're going for this checkpoint right now, but they still don't even have it. That Rainmaker is going to go down. 2 are dead on the side of Barli hek mek, but Her Loss has to move right now. They have to get this pop. They have to get this checkpoint. Rainmaker being stalled a bit by the curling bomb, but that Kraken is popped really, really early for them right now. Her Loss really running out of time on this push. They have to get this pop. It's going to come down to overtime, but the pop kills 2, and that's Barli hek mek grabbing the Rainmaker and sealing away Game 2 in their favor.
That was... like, Game 1 was so back and forth. Both teams managing to get the other team back in their spawn, scoring so much, getting so many points, getting back on those points. This game, both teams got checkpoint. And
I
that's
mean,
it.
that's pretty much it, but Barli hek mek went a little bit further beyond, and I mean, those points further beyond did help them keep a stronger lead, and did help Her Loss panic a little bit more in that final skirmish, and obviously that sploosh Rainmaker damage really made it difficult for Her Loss to pop that Maker, and now Her Loss, that's the second game of the tournament they've dropped. Barli hek mek proving themselves to be worthy contenders, and Her Loss has to pick a counter pick.
Yes, and with Majin, I think he's going to stay on the blaster, and I bet we're gonna see tower control.
Yeah, there's a good amount of options for both of these teams to run with, but I mean, Her Loss has an interesting comp. I'm curious to see what their counter pick is going to be up against Barli hek mek. They seemed pretty comfortable on zones, but I would actually no, we're just gonna be going right back to zones. It seems zones on which map?
We don't know yet.
Brinewater. Ooh. That's a risky one. Zones on Brinewater Springs for our game 3.
I mean, you said it yourself. Mami, on which they won zones on game 1, is Brinewater. So, might as well go to the same map if you can and do the same thing.
I mean, yeah, but even that Umami game was down to the wire. Like, it was close. So I'm kind of shocked that they would want to pick pretty much an identical map to that.
I mean, I feel like the jetpack can do much more because it's harder without an inkjet or a zipcaster to get onto the enemy ramp and start doing damage there. So I feel like it's going to be a bit more effective if I can. Also, like, I don't know, but I'm sure Her Loss does. They have looked very much in control that whole tournament, even though they probably lack counter-picking practice, given how many games they've dropped this whole tournament.
Yeah, not a lot of counterpick opportunities for Her Loss, but game 3 on their choice is going to be on zones Brinewater. We might see much of the same here in this game. Crab is going to be coming back on both sides here for, I mean, this game. Because,
sorry.
Yeah, it's your fault. I can't believe you...
I'm not really sorry, to be honest. I like crab. Crab's a fun special.
You said you're a splash main, is that right?
Yep.
Just making sure.
And Barli hek mek, they get the first encounter and they get the zone. They push Her Loss back in their spawn, in their ramp, and imagine right now creating that opening with the injet, but no flip of the zone so far.
Oh yeah, the zone is still firmly in favor of Barli hek mek, and that pick on the splash is going to help that even more. This counter pick from Her Loss really not going in their favor so far. Barli hek mek under 40 points at this point in time, and Her Loss, they're running out of time here because they're held extremely far back in the spawn, but Crab is going to run out. This is their last chance. Tri-Strikes are going to be coming out on zone, going to paint it very quickly, but not getting the zone flip. Her Loss still stuck up in their ramp, being held back so effectively, and the zone timer ticks below 10. Only 2 of them are left alive. It's a Crab and an Inkjet. They stall the zone a little bit, but that cap goes back, and Barli hek mek wins game 3 on Her Loss's counter pick 100-0.
100-0 in a minute and a half. Just Barli hek mek made a statement. Yes, you are scene number 1. You are the favorite. But we are here to change that. We are here to flip the script. And Barli hek mek, like, they have gone through such a scuffed bracket. And they are ready to fight, and they are winning right now. Great job, but that was such a clean game by them. Like, Her Loss was doing nothing, basically.
Yeah, Barli hek mek now up 2-1 right now, and they're at tournament point. Barli hek mek 1 game away from winning Paddling Pool 205. Her Loss really struggled on their own counter pick, and they're gonna have to go back in the lab, cook something new up, because they no longer have counter pick advantage. They have to win this game 4, and they have to win on Barli hek mek's counter pick for game 5, which probably is going to be Flounder Rainmaker, just off the pattern of the last set. Probably Rainmaker Flounder.
But right now it's on Her Loss to really find the solution. How do you crack them? How do you stop that onslaught, that roller that has done so much for Barli hek mek?
Yeah, exactly.
We are still waiting on the counter pick.
Oh, tower control. The mode is selected. We don't know the map. Tower control Flounder Heights is going to be the map mode for game 4. The selection from Her Loss. And, I mean, again, they have to win here if they want to stay in the tournament. Barli hek mek only 1 game away from taking it all, so I'm interested to see what are, some of Her Loss's strategies with picking specifically Flounder Heights and tower control.
I'm not sure. I feel like they know that Barli hek mek has that roller with the curling, and curling with that amount of verticality is not as powerful as, say, a burst bomb or something that can paint the ball fast and climb it. So that's probably like a good pick, and I feel like tower control. I mean, Magin's playing Blaster like crazy right now. Get tower control and win. That's your strong mode. That's the mode your team is made for, I feel like.
Yeah, but I feel like we've obviously been seeing Majin only use the Rapid Deco, and I would imagine their Rapid Deco 1 trick, but I really don't think Rapid Deco is amazing on Flounder tower control. It's great on other tower control maps, but Flounder is not amazing for it. We might see them switch to a different blaster, but regardless, we're going to game 4. Barli hek mek at match point.
You can't call yourself a Rapid Deco 1 trick after 8 days. You still have very much like other tricks that you did not forget. 8 days ago.
If you're playing Rapid Deco on zones twice, I think it's safe to say that it's your most confident weapon, or at least the weapon you want to put the most time into.
Imagine sticking to it.
Yeah, we also see the machine coming out on the side of Her Loss, which I don't think we've seen yet. Machine obviously also another amazing weapon on this map mode. Rapid Deco and the Squeezer get a trade down in Street, but right now it's Barli hek mek has the numbers advantage. Never mind, the Ink Brush goes down quickly. The Roller goes down too. Squeezer jumping to the front lines, but Her Loss is the first to get that control of that tower. The machine is trying to find the pick on the Squeezer. They get an assist off of it, and that Booyah Bomb is going to be thrown up in front as Her Loss goes for that first checkpoint, and they're probably going to break it.
Her Loss with a very nice first push, very much in control this time. Not to repeat, this is the counter pick they wanted. This is how counter pick is supposed to work.
You're supposed to win on your counter pick, and as Roller's contesting the tower, Roller gets taken out, and Her Loss's push is still going.
And 2 versus 2 right now. Imagine probably going to have to slow down on the tower, but still getting there, getting to that checkpoint number 3 already, and in just a minute and a half.
Yeah,
like, it's like Her Loss just woke up finally and is doing what we were expecting them to do.
I mean, Her Loss for the first time in this tournament is on the verge of losing a set, so I guess now's where they're starting to get a little bit serious here. They're playing for keeps. They want this tournament win. They want to win Battling Pool 205. They didn't get this far to only get this far. They want to get that dub. And I mean, they're definitely holding their own very solidly here against Barli hek mek. And now Barli hek mek has to respond to that push, but they still just don't have members and they don't have control up to start pushing this tower quite yet.
Yeah, great move right now. Taking control of that top mid is so key. You can't really push the tower until you're sure that you have all your players there and no enemy players there, because it is so fast to get flanked and everything to snowball in against you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Tower Control Flounder is a very snowball heavy map because once you get that tower past the ramp, it's very, very difficult to stop, and but it's also hard to start getting that snowball rolling because you have a lot of options to moving on your own roof and the enemy roof as well. And I mean, that's what Barli hek mek is experiencing. They're trying to get a push started, but Her Loss is just there, able to shut it down.
And Her Loss pushing again, getting that Booyah Bomb ready. That should be like right now. They can do so much. They have height advantage. They have special advantage. They can stay there and win the game.
Yeah, and I mean, Her Loss not even putting all their lives into a push. They're just trying to hold this area right now and just put a lot of pressure onto Barli hek mek, force them to make mistakes and take advantage of that. And I mean, right now it's just the Ink Brush alive. The Squeezer just comes from spawn. Ink Brush not quite getting that pick. Still just trying to stay alive and run around fast. But meanwhile, this tower is still in Barli hek mek's area, and Her Loss not really losing that much value out of that push and just able to stall a lot of time. And all of a sudden, there's only 1 minute and 10 seconds left for Barli hek mek to get a push to 29.
And right now, Barli hek mek, they need to get those picks. Yes, that's what you want you down for Her Loss. If Barli hek mek manages to secure that platform and get top. What?
Roller lag? Roller's lagging?
What?
Up?
Okay, that's not natural.
That's the disconnect. Oh, that's probably going to seal it.
Disconnect for Barli hek mek, but we are way too far into the game. I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, that's going to seal the game for Her Loss almost assuredly. Barli hek mek almost definitely cannot make it to 29 or lower with only 3 of their members up. So now, I mean, they have more time to think of a Game 5 counterpick, I guess.
Yes, because right now, unless something absolutely crazy happens, like 2 players from Her Loss disconnecting, I think that's going to be the game.
Yeah, that's a Zuka pick as the custom junior. Ink Brush is stuck behind a wall, trying to get the tower. Tricer's going to defend the tower, and yeah, that's just going to be Game 4 cleanly going to Her Loss. And I mean, Barli hek mek, had a chance to start making a push of their own there, but the roller, there was just too much lag. There was a disconnect, and all kind of fell apart. And suddenly, Grand Finals is going to Game 5.
And you know who's very familiar with Game 5? Barli hek mek.
You know who's counterpicking? They are. You know where they're counterpicking to? I have a few guesses as to where the counterpick might be.
I have one.
I have an inkling of an idea of where they might be going.
Yes, but right now I hope their roller is okay, that their internet is working and that they can join back in the lobby.
Yeah, absolutely. And okay, we were wrong about where we thought Barli hek mek was going to counterpick, unless this is just... Actually, I mean, we don't know yet because the room isn't set, because the 8th player that disconnected has not joined back in yet, but I mean, very, very interesting. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens. We'll get the 8th player in, we'll get things squared away, but that's the 8th player in, and it looks like
Yes.
this counterpick is locked in on Clamless Museum. Is that correct?
I'm in Clamblitz Museum. We haven't seen Clamblitz in a while. We
have not seen Clamless in very long, actually. Wow.
Yeah.
The best mode in the game, guys. Come on.
What are the rules of this mode? Like, there are clams and they're blitzing? Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like a football or something, but like an American football, not like an actual football, but like...
Oh, that's weird.
Like the egg-shaped fake football, that one. Yeah, I'm American. I can acknowledge this sport is stupidly named. It's fine. I'm self-aware enough. You don't kick the football with your foot at all.
Yeah. I mean, if you called it handball, that would have been confusing as well, so...
I mean, yeah, handball's also a sport. I don't know. Tackling hand egg. I don't know. There's a lot of options you have with that aren't just blatantly ripping off what every other country knows as football. But I don't make the rules with the English language.
Nobody does. That's a problem.
Is this the counterpick? I don't know. This ready up is taking a bit. I'm still very... I don't know. We have everyone in the lobby, so... I mean, maybe Barli hek mek is just taking a while, composing themselves. They're very close to taking this tournament, but they're just as close to losing it, so... I don't know. It is... It's down to the wire. It's Game 5. This is Barli hek mek's 3rd Game 5 set in a row.
Yep.
So... Adrenaline is pumping.
Yeah, like... I don't blame them for, like... any of these players for really trying to catch a breath in this. Like, these games have had emotion with that crazy overtime on game 1, or this last game that gets DC right before the last push. So much happened and so much could have happened, and we are here for game 5, waiting for these teams to finally press A.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. This has been a great tournament so far, and this has been a great set so far, watching two really good teams playing at the top of their game here. So definitely excited to see how this all shakes out. I believe, yeah, our 3rd place match already got decided. I guess Syntopia forfeited it, so no mercy. You guys 3rd place in the tournament, so congrats to them. But we're not obviously watching that set. We were watching this set instead, the grand finals, to decide 1st and 2nd of this tournament. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how this shakes out, and I'm excited to get into team select. Ooh, Rainmaker Hagglefish is the game 5 counter pick.
Yeah, that's closer to what we'd expect. And Rainmaker for Barli hek mek. This is the mode that they have been shining on so much in this final and in that semi-final just before.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how we had to hand. We had to hand on Rainmaker for Barli hek mek game 5. That's their modus operandi at this point.
Yeah, and Hagglefish is definitely an interesting Rainmaker because it's kind of slow to get to that first checkpoint up front, but once you do it, you put your gamer straps on and you make that gamer jump, all of a sudden you go from like 60 points to 30, and if your team is around you, you can just get a very quick knockout. So maybe that's what Barli hek mek is going for. Maybe I'd imagine that Spillway is going to come back out and absolutely shred that Rainmaker shield. I'm excited to see that's for sure.
Yes, please. And what I've noticed lately, especially in 20XX, is that push from the left side can be like much more sustained and is like at top level more like used more than the middle push, because the push from the middle checkpoint, everybody sees it coming and you don't need that much to keep the enemy from jumping that gap.
Yeah, exactly, but it's easy to stop, but it's easy to enable. But it really does come down to that gap, and we're in tiebreaker here. That's what the tournament's going to come down to. The final game of Paddling Pool 205 between Her Loss and Barli hek mek. The final frontier. Double splash on both sides. Never mind, it's double omatic. Splash and sploosh for Barli hek mek. Double splash for Her Loss. I mean, Her Loss is getting serious. This is where the meta comes out.
And this one's for all the marbles and the sploosh getting the pop immediately on the Rainmaker, but both teams fighting for mid. I already saw a hammer being thrown. Of course, a hammer is being thrown.
I mean, this Splooshomatic has been spamming hammers all tournament. And I mean, it's gotten them this far. It works, clearly.
It works pretty well, and Barli hek mek right now, they are in control of mid, looking for an opponent, a way to move forward, and they probably won't catch that Rainmaker before that. But right now, with just 2 players defending, they could get a very fast checkpoint.
Yeah, and it looks like they're opting to go to the left side, but they get taken out before they can make it into the safety of the big bubbler. Now Barli hek mek has to get this pop quickly, but they don't have a bubbler to protect that push on the left side, and yeah, the Inkjet is going to come and going to force the rest of Barli hek mek into an uncomfortable position where they jump back to spawn. And Her Loss defended that first checkpoint really well and are starting to take control of mid themselves. But here comes Hammer.
Here comes Hammer. Two picks from the Hammer, but oh, the shock! What is happening?
2 players on Barli hek mek died to the Rainmaker shield pop, and the sploosh goes down to the Rainmaker almost immediately as well. I can't predict anything that's going on.
What's happening? And the Rainmaker gets reset, and so far no team has gotten a checkpoint. Anything could still happen. And right now, Her Loss, they get their option on the enemy side of the map. Crab versus crab.
Yeah, and it looks like Her Loss has the Rainmaker themselves going for that first checkpoint, but the Rainmaker recoil knocks them into the curving bomb. And the sploosh has the hammer once again, trying to get this carbon, actually gets baited out. Barli hek mek are 3 dead right now. Her Loss can have a very easy checkpoint if they move quickly with the Rainmaker. That's the lead. That's the checkpoint for Her Loss, and they still have numbers. They can keep pushing if they want to.
A great push by Her Loss that was only almost foiled by the curling bomb. And now the sploosh stopped the Rainmaker. But sploosh is doing so much. I need to try that weapon again. I don't get it.
Yeah, but Her Loss going for this Rainmaker down to 11. That's past the gamer jump threshold. Barli hek mek, I mean, they're able to defend this Rainmaker for now, but their backs are kind of against the wall here. They have 2 minutes to get it to 10 or lower, and this is for the tournament here. This is on their counterpick, and Her Loss is the one that's first to get the push down to 11. Barli hek mek has to stay composed here. They want to get back into mid. Hammer's on the Rainmaker, gets a pick on the splash, trying to swim by. Sploosh has that Rainmaker once again, and Barli hek mek going for that checkpoint, but gets taken out by one of the splashes.
Constantly there has been a splash ready to flank that Rainmaker right off the bat. And that has done so much for Her Loss, and that has done so much to stop Barli hek mek right in their track. And right now, Barli hek mek, they have 1:20 to get the checkpoint and get so much further, but Okami stopping it. Even with players down, Her Loss, they managed to be so threatening that the Rainmaker can't move forward, Pinky.
Yeah, exactly. And Okami was there sharking on the right side, able to pick off one of the splatter shots from Barli hek mek that dropped onto him. And I mean, Her Loss is not losing whatsoever. They are winning handily right now. They have to defend this Rainmaker for 45 more seconds. Barli hek mek running out of time. They have that Rainmaker in their control right now. They have to get this first checkpoint though, and the crab is there to stop them underneath the tent.
With the bubble, that should be it. Finally, that checkpoint for Barli hek mek, and with 3 versus 2, that could be the moment. The moment they're waiting to get back in the game and win that finals of Paddling Pool 205. And they get the jump, they get to 27, and as you said, Her Loss got a lead that was enough to protect against that jump, and right now, Barli hek mek, they need to get back. Oh,
the Rainmaker drops, but Barli hek mek has control of it right now. They have to stay alive. Crab is defending it right now underneath that hut on the right side. They can wait out the crab duration. The Rainmaker has plenty of time. They have 50 seconds, but they have to move fast. The jump is almost assuredly not on the table for them anymore. They kind of lost their one chance. Barli hek mek has to keep this push alive long enough to get that Rainmaker down to 10 points, but the Zuka gets to pick on the splash. That's going to start to open things up a little bit. Her Loss still has a crab at the ready. Crab popped on this Rainmaker. 30 seconds to go in this overtime. Crab gets a pick on the splatter shot, trying to get another, not able to get another pick from this crab, but that's 2 dead for Barli hek mek. It's just the Rainmaker and roller. Rainmaker's going on the left side, pressured by all the team. Rainmaker goes down, and Her Loss are your Paddling Pool 205 champions.
Congrats to Her Loss. This final started with a crazy overtime. It had to end with like another 30 seconds overtime, because that's what they're doing. Congratulations to both teams.
Congrats. We came full circle. What an amazing set from Her Loss and Barli hek mek. Game 5. Clencher to the last minute, to the last second. Her Loss barely came out just a little bit ahead on Barli hek mek's counter pick, and they're going to win Paddling Pool 205. I cannot give enough respect to Barli hek mek. They made it work. They played so well. They made Splooshevatic look good. Like, that is ridiculous.
They made Hammer and Curling Bomb look good. I can't believe it.
But it's Her Loss taking the dub. Unreal.
Thank you very much for every team for participating. Congratulations, Her Loss, for winning. Broken Pinky, where can people find you?
Thank you for asking. You guys can find me at Twitter, at brokenpinky_. But Pat, I gotta ask, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter too, at PatOrTom with underscores between. And I think that will be it for us. There is no finals.
Yeah, that's it for Paddling Pool 205. Again, huge congrats to Her Loss. Thank you to every team that entered. Thank you to everyone in chat for watching. Have yourselves a lovely day. Dapple Productions signing out.